A great meeting point, convenient light meals, hot and cold beverages, or a quick snack on the go? What's your order for the day? We don't just say, we do. It's the Stain City way.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Real Talk with me, Anele. So many remember Ntando for his second album, Imvelaphi, which won him several awards, including Song of the Year at both the South African Music Awards and the Metro FM Awards for the amazing track Daliwam. After several years under the radar, he's back with his best offering thus far, his new album, Mayibuye. You'll get to hear from him a little bit later on the show. But right now, what's going on in South Africa's plus-size modeling industry? The average woman in South Africa is not skinny, and the old-fashioned idea that only skinny white women could be beautiful is not relevant anymore, and things are starting to shift with plus-size models stepping onto the scene. These women are now receiving the recognition and respect they deserve. Curve model Ntando began her plus-size modeling career 4 years ago. It all began when she entered Mrs. South Africa and was the only full-figured contestant who made it to the top 10 finalists. She is here to share her journey. Ntando, welcome to the show. Look, I'm knocking everything out of here.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to talk about you entering Mrs. South Africa.
Yes.
Okay. Because had you ever tried to enter Miss South Africa?
No, no.
Why not?
I remember growing up, I wanted to enter Miss Teen because I was so into the modeling thing. But then because of my body, I was like, oh my God, I can't make it because I've got big thighs, you know.
Wait, did you tell yourself that, or was that written down in the rules somewhere?
It was written somewhere.
How did they write it?
I mean,
wait, I know what they say. Must promote a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly. So I was like, oh my goodness, I love modeling, but I couldn't do it back in the day because of my weight, you know. So I didn't enter Miss Teen, sorry. But then when I grew up, being a woman, being comfortable with my own skin, then I was like, there's Mrs. SA.
Yeah.
You know, Mrs. SA is all about embracing woman as a whole. It doesn't matter your height, your weight, you know, as long as you're married, then you can enter. So I said, you know what, this is my time, and I did enter it.
And when it comes to Mrs. SA now, you had to wear a swimsuit.
Yes.
Like, okay, run me through it. Run me through
Yes.
it. Like, everyone is out there, you know, they're like abs, toned, squats.
Yes. Yes.
And then, did you actually think of pulling out when you thought of that idea?
Oh, hell no, no.
Good girl.
No. I remember I entered, and then there was a top 100, right? I was like, oh my God, I made it to the top 100. Very excited, told my whole family. And then we were told now we have to go to interviews. Yeah. And in interviews, the first thing was you have to wear your swimwear. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I've got big thighs, I've got cellulite. What am I gonna do? But I was like, you know what? This is my time, I'm gonna do this. I went there, wore my swimwear, and I remember everybody was taking pictures, Anele, you know, with their, not even 6 packs. I'm talking about 8 packs here.
The ones that start here.
You know, like, I'm talking about 8 packs here. Yeah. But I was like, I remember what I did. I wore I call it my secret weapon. You know, those Spanx and, you know, I wore my secret weapon. I call it my secret weapon.
So underneath the costume.
Underneath the costume, I was like, got it. And then I had a 1-pack.
Oh,
I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, no, it's flat, but
it's flat, but it's
not defined, but it's flat, and that's all you need.
Exactly. So I wore that, and I got in there. I was like, I'm here. I remember the first question was, they asked me if I was willing to lose weight. I was like, no. I'm here to represent the ordinary woman, the woman next door. You know, because not every woman has an 8-pack or a 6-pack. Not every woman doesn't have calves. I represent a woman who you meet every day, and every day, a mother, a sister, you know, a daughter. So, I mean, with my story, they were amazed because they said to me, with most plus size women that have entered Mrs. SA, they dropped the weight, but I didn't. You know, even when I was posting on social media, I was always like, #curve model, you know, I was consistent with what I stand for. I think that's what made me stand out.
Okay, so like bigger women always get asked this, like, where do you get your confidence from? I don't get the question because it's like you're basically saying because you're big, you're not allowed to have confidence. But when you were growing up, were you always like a confident person? Like, well, this is me and this is my life.
I'm not gonna lie, Anele, I was not always confident. I remember back in high school, I was always into diets. All the time, you know. I will not eat for a week, you know.
So wait. When you don't eat for a week in high school, how are you concentrating in class?
I did. I managed. I knew what I wanted. I'll lose the weight for like a month or so, be skinny. Not skinny, but the weight. But
be, you know.
But it will, you know, when it comes back, it doubles.
Yeah.
It doubles. And then I had my first kid, my second kid. With my first kid, I was not happy with my body at all. I was frustrated.
Yeah.
But then the change started when I started with Mrs. Essay. Then from there, I was with Donna Claire.
Donna Claire,
Okay. Now called Donna. Yeah. Then everything just shifted, you know. Then I realized, oh my God, we've got other women who are beautiful just like me, who embraces their curves. So my mindset changed, you know. I started loving myself more. I started flaunting my curves as I flaunt them every day, you know. So yeah.
So how many times have you heard, yo, she's pretty for a big girl, hey?
Oh my goodness. Why they always say that?
I'm just like, no, just stop it, pretty.
You know, and you know, they will say, I used to work for government, and they will say, you know, you're very nice. You're looking good for a plus size. You know, the way you're dressing up, you're not like them.
Yeah, we're like, and I'm like, but whose body would I be dressing for?
Really?
Yeah.
You know, so I've always heard of such that I look good for my body, or I've dressed so nice for my body, you know. So I think somehow it comes from, you know, most plus size women, the way they wear their clothes. That's why most people now, they will judge us. Because somehow I think we're still failing when it comes to dressing up for our own bodies. Because you always say,
I think we're failing at just making clothes for plus size
exactly,
women.
even making clothes.
Because now, you know, you go to, I go to many shoots, right? And you get there and they've just bought you tents. I'm like, who's going camping? Not me. I honestly take my own clothes everywhere I go, because I'm just like, generally the industry does terribly at making clothes for bigger women.
There's few stores like Donna, as I've said. That
How did you join Donna?
Donna through an agent.
Okay.
I joined.
So they went and they were casting for fuller figured women, and then you went through that. And when did you join the agency? Before or after Mrs. South Africa?
During the Mrs. SA time. Then I was like, okay, I think this is where I want to go. I've always wanted to do that anyway. So Mrs. SA gave me the platform. Then Donna came, and then, you know, everything is history.
So how far did you get with Mrs. SA?
I was in the top 10. With the finale. Did the finale. Imagine, Anele. I was on stage wearing my swimwear with everybody there. And you know, the funny part is, I knew that when I'm on stage wearing my swimwear, I knew people were scared for me.
Yeah.
You know?
I
knew that people. I remember when I was dressing inside, they were dressing me up, wearing my swimwear. Even the guy who was dressing me, he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Calm down. I've got this."
Okay.
You know, there was a time they couldn't find a sarong for me. I'm like, it's fine. If you can't find it, I'm going. I've got 2 minutes to go. You know? So I knew everybody was scared for me, but when I got to that stage, I was the most relaxed, comfortable person ever in my own skin. I remember the noise people that were making, because I was more confident than the other women that were smaller than me that were there.
Because I feel like confidence isn't a size thing, right? I think confidence is a headspace thing.
It's within you.
And because I read some things like, confidence is not they're gonna like me. Confidence is I don't care if they don't like me. I'll be fine if they don't.
I'm fine.
And that's the thing about confidence. So I see it. I see it in many skinny. I see it in tall. I see it in short. I see it in round. I see it in everything. That confidence issues can be everyone's.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that you got on stage and you were like, well, this is it.
This is it. I've got my salad right there. I was jiggling everything.
I'm actually getting jiggy with it, but you know, who cares? Listen, love your story. We say goodbye to Nokuthula for now. She'll be back later on. After the break, we'll be joined by another curve model who stumbled across plus size modeling when her day job was just enough to pay the bills. She had no idea what an impact she would have on other full-figured women. Stay tuned for this one. On runways, in stores, even in the pages of leading magazines, the plus-size woman is finally getting some fashion recognition. Joining me right now is Curve Queen Celia Ngalane, who has been the face for numerous brands in South Africa and now believes that it's time to share the lessons she has learned with up-and-coming plus-size models. That's what I'm trying to say. Lady?
Hello, Anele.
Why are you so shy? Like, what is wrong with you? You're like, hello.
I think I probably have a celebrity crush.
Oh,
I've been
and
following
it's me.
you. Yes.
Okay. Hey.
I've been following you for so long.
Really now?
You are the absolute talk show queen.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm really happy to be here with you.
So you were a TV presenter.
Yeah.
TV presenter and TV producer.
Yes.
And
yes.
what was, you said that was just not paying the bills.
It was for a bit, you know, after you
Oh my God,
graduate.
you've got a great voice. Carry on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was for a bit, you know, after you graduate, things went well with SABC. And then as a freelancer, you know, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's absolutely silent.
Dry.
Yes.
Dry.
So I had been presenting, I had been acting, I had a wonderful time. Then the dry period came around 2010, in 2010, yeah. And I was frantic, desperate, thinking, what can I do? And then the thought just came to me, just try modeling. No one said to me anything, but yeah, I just thank God. He just gave me that thought that, you know, why don't you just try it?
Okay, so now I find that when people are high-fiving me for being on TV, right, it's always like, oh my word, like, you know, TV was always meant for like these skinny people, and there you are, you're doing it. From when I did Strictly Come Dancing, you know. When you were on TV, did you also find that those were the comments that were flying towards you?
Yeah, they were, but I don't know, I just always felt like I was enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really felt like I was enough. I was just happy to be doing what I love.
Yeah.
You know, I was happy to be acting with other people on commercials. I was happy the show that I presented on was called Stand Up.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be there, and the message that we had, you know, about uplifting people, you know, talking about values. So even if people did comment, but I just would block it out.
But then when you say you were acting on commercials, what are you cast as in commercials?
Oh, the usual.
What's the
Anele.
usual?
The usual is the mother, the nurse, the teacher, the businesswoman.
The wholesome one.
Yes.
Yeah. They were like the carefree, you know,
young,
riding on a bike, young, chin to chin, hands in the air. No, it's never that guy.
No, it's
because that
never.
guy's always done.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But I have realized that I think in the last 2 years it's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, there are a few.
Why do you think that is?
I think it also might have to do with maybe some of the comedians in the industry.
Yeah.
Abodumi,
Celeste.
you, Celeste, some of the actresses on the soapies.
Like Mimi
Yes.
from Sewendalan.
Sophie Ndaba.
Yeah.
I think all these women as well, the fact that they've been on television, a lot of, I think, corporates as well have cashed on to the fact that, okay, I think there's some money to be made off here. Maybe thin is not just, you know, the only way to go.
And also, I mean, I find, you say you modeled, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you a question, I'm going to come back to what I find. Let me just keep it in there.
Yeah.
When you said you got this like light bulb brainwave to go model, did you go to a modeling agency?
No, actually, I was just in the mall and I looked up and I saw the Donna brand. And I saw a lady there, the model that they used at that time, and she looked very similar to me. You know? She was dark, also quite, you know, curly. And I thought, you know what, I don't know, but it just, I forgot about it. Then later on, when that time came, that image came up and I said, you know what, let me just try it and just see.
So do you call the Donna brand direct or?
Oh no, I also went to an agency, about 7 years ago. And when I went there, they took me to a casting and they were like, as soon as they saw me, they were like, hey, where have you been? Where have you been so long? We've been looking for someone, you know, with your look. And yeah, that's when it started.
So what sizes does the Donna brand make?
It goes from about size 36 upwards.
So here's my cry.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying normal brands, but like the skinny woman, thinner brands like your Levi's or Diesel or Guess, they go up to size 40. But you never see a model who's a size 40.
Exactly. And that's also my complaint.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're making clothes that I can buy, surely somewhere along the line, I should be seeing somebody who looks like me. So I'm not saying don't have Siwa size 28, but I'm also saying mess around with the size 38 as well.
And I also think that's, especially in South Africa, because I've worked with so many retailers, I've actually found out the business, you know, of it. And what I've actually found is that there are a lot of retailers in South Africa where they actually make more money, Anele. They make more money off plus-size clothing.
Of course we have money. How do you think we buy food?
Of us, you know, than your skinnier women. But on the billboards, we're not represented.
So clearly there's a psychological thing we should also be fighting, because it's almost like we look at those billboards and our aspiration is to be that small, therefore that's why we're going to go buy those clothes.
It's definitely a mental state that has to change. But I think that over the years, especially I think the last 3 or so years with social media, it's not, the fashion vision is not only in a select few anymore. I think more and more fashion is actually beginning to listen to people.
To normal people.
To normal people. And what they want to see. And what they want to see is clothes with women their size, you know, representing them.
Did you not find that you were fighting like a double war, in the sense that you were a plus size model and then you're dark, because also this country is obsessed with light.
With light, yeah. That one, I must say, it took me a while, hey, Anele, like to get mentally to accept that. Especially growing up in a family, you know how it is. In my family, I was celebrated for my complexion, you know. They would call me dark beauty, you know. I was totally loved. But outside, you know, in the church or the community, no, it's not celebrated.
Because as much as I was saying to Noktula, you know, you're pretty for a fat girl, you also get she's pretty for a dark girl. You're like, no, it's just pretty, full stop. So when you went to the modeling agencies, what... Because, I mean, yes, you know you can do it, and you're going there with the purpose, hence you're here today, but what reservations did you have walking into it? But, they're going to say this and they're going to say that. You know you mark yourself hard before somebody else marks you.
Definitely my reservation was my dark complexion, not my size really, but I think the two people that helped me the most was the creative director, her name's Tanya Rousseau. Oh, Anele, if it wasn't for her, I don't know. But the moment I walked onto the set, the affirmation that women gave me, which is why I'm saying, especially for plus-size models coming up, you need to be around people, especially in the industry, who affirm you, who encourage you.
Who don't sigh when something doesn't fit.
Yes.
You know, like you get that, you're like, I didn't get thin on the way in. Like, this is it, you know?
And at the time, there were two other international plus-size models, Danielle van Grondel. She also taught me a lot about the industry. And having her as well, you know, teaching me and helping me helped me a lot to where I wasn't this confident at first, but I must say it was because of those people that, I became a lot more confident and actually just accepted myself and said, you know what, with my dark complexion, I'm enough. I'm enough. It doesn't matter what other people say. I am here and I'm owning this and I'm representing.
And I'm getting paid.
And you know what? Actually, I think one of the greatest moment was I was actually in the Donna store, and a woman came up to me, and she said, "I'm sorry, I know you don't know me, but I just wanted to tell you about what happened in my life." And she said that she'd been having a really hard time by her husband. Her husband was very verbally abusive. And she said she walked in the mall and she saw the picture of us. And she said, you know what? It doesn't matter what he says. I will love myself just by seeing us. She just made the decision. From now on, I will love myself. And for me, that's all plus-size modeling is about. Just letting other women know that you are enough, you are beautiful, just the way that God created you.
We will be right back after the break. Noktula Chana's going to come back and join us with Celia on the couch. While there is little representation of plus-size fashion models on South African runways, currently progress has been made in the representation of different body types on the country's fashion runways, celebrating diversity and all types of women's sizes. My guests today have taken the modeling industry by storm, and they've recently made history when they represented fuller-figured women for the first time at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Now, I saw your latest slave, all right? Surely there were nerves. Not Chila, you go first. Surely there were nerves. This is, I get you said Mrs. South Africa was like a breach for you.
They call me Mrs. SA anyway.
Okay, so, but I mean, surely there were nerves there. Tell me about that experience.
Oh my goodness, Anele. I remember when we were lining up to be called, like just one going in. And I was like, oh my God, I got this. But I could feel the anxiety. And I remember when I was turning, I almost fell. I mean, I'm confident. I'm like, my goodness. I mean, heels is nothing to me. But funny part is, I almost fell. But I was like, I got this. I'm not going to fall. Even if I fall, I'm getting up and walking on that ramp.
So now, here's the thing. The fashion industry itself, Celia, it's quite cutthroat. It's ruthless, and it's once on time, and everyone, it's like being in New York that's 10 times faster. Like, people speak fast, do this, do that. Now, when you're not used to that, when you're looking at it, you can think they're just being mean at you because they're like saying you don't belong here. But ultimately, that's just the way the fashion industry is. So in that moment, what were you feeling? Were you feeling involved? Were you feeling welcomed? Were you feeling supported?
I must say, this is where I really do thank Raftang, the designers, because they actually had a chat. They actually had a meeting with all the other models and the people involved that listen. This is the first time these ladies are doing this, so please be patient with them. What did take me back was it was buzzing, Anele, behind scenes.
That atmosphere is something else.
I never thought, that behind the scenes, you have your makeup artists, the photographers are here. They're also trying to fix you at the same time. So getting that focus, for us, before the set, you have your space, you're able to be quiet and think. No, there was no time or space for that. So for me, I think that's what took me aback, is just the buzzing before you have to hit the runway. But once you hit it, man, I couldn't even think. I think maybe just your creative juices just flow, and you just walk. You're like, look, I'm
and
here.
And it ends so quickly, right?
Yes. But that's how I felt. It was surreal. It felt like actually an out-of-body experience. I don't know about you, Tilly. And you feel like just everyone, just staring at you and looking at you. But my mother tells me afterwards that she had she heard people actually speaking behind her and said, ha, net dudla ziyahamba, baze ba bahlemu.
And backstage as well, there isn't like a special place for you to change. You take your clothes off right there and
everyone
there.
Everyone is
looking.
And there's men walking around, there's women, like, it's just, and you must just like, hey, this is it, right? So it's actually yes, it's a groundbreaking experience. Truly, I don't know if you agree with me, but it's also like, a grounding experience that like, sissy, no one is here to look at your faces.
No.
Just get dressed and go.
Change fast. We don't have time.
So what, and I mean, a lot of bigger girls think like this. What's your take on this? And I'll come to you first, Celia, I will be happy when I'm thin.
I would say live your best life now. Live your best life now. Anele, we're not promised tomorrow. Think about the fact, actually, that's the other thing. Your life isn't promised tomorrow, and stop comparing yourself. Social media has just put us on another competitive level. If you find that you are competitors, affirm yourself. Hey, I love my hips. I love my butt. I love my breasts. I love, daily affirm yourself when you're feeling like that, and you'll be on your way.
What's your take on that?
With me, Anele, I always say, start loving yourself. Because beauty starts from within. You can look as beautiful as ever, but if you don't feel beautiful, whatever that you're feeling, it portrays to the person next to you. If you're feeling ugly, I will be able to see that, because you don't feel confident, you don't feel beautiful. So I always say to my ladies, my friends, start loving yourself. Because, I mean, when they see me, it's not like I'm like beautiful, your model kind of, know. But, okay, I don't feel like that because okay, make me blush now. Thank you. But, I mean, for me, I know that when I step in a room, I take that step with confidence, and people take notice, because I love me. I love who I am. I'm thankful for the big thighs that I've always complained about back in the day. Love them to bits now, you know?
And
So
what you'll also find is that actually your false, that what I found for myself, your false is actually what will shoot you.
Your
Your faults actually
Yeah.
become your
I hear
greatest
you.
strengths.
Yes.
I hear
You know, what you thought was the worst is actually what makes you
Someone
so unique and
once told
stand
me,
out
and
from.
sorry to interrupt, and they were in the industry, and they said to me, I can't be on TV because I've got a gap. And I was like, okay, but where's that written? I literally, because I was like, I'll believe you if you show it to me on paper, like it's in a book, like the book of TV somewhere. And like you're saying, Celia, you know, that it's a fault. You know, it's what I thought was a fault, but now it's like, it's part of the identity. So what happens when you guys lose weight?
Hey.
Do you lose your gig?
I'm obviously, but I'm not willing to lose weight anytime soon. No.
No, I must say there's a model I know of close who was in the plus and she lost weight, and basically you won't work.
No, you won't.
It's as simple as that, Anele. Yeah. You will not be called by retailers' magazines anymore because you're not representing what other people relate to. You know,
I mean, Donna they make us we eat.
Yeah,
we
they
eat
do
chocolate. Obviously, we must be healthy, but I mean, they don't make us starve. When we on shoot, there's a lot of food from coffee to everything. It's right there. We eat.
Because I was thinking about it, because at times you're not like trying to drop the weight, but you're just dropping it because let's say you're working hard, or you're stressed, or like you're forgetting to eat and you're just so busy. So you just like find yourself like, oh, you grow up and it just drops. So in that instance, when it happens,
But I mean, there is an acceptable weight. You know,
Okay.
at least if you can't drop until a certain point, you know,
Alright.
then you're still okay. But I mean, if you're gonna be a size 34, I mean, really now.
what lovely problems we have, guys. I have to eat. You know, I've got the shoot in 2 weeks, so I need the chicken wings and the ribs to come my way. Speaking of eating, you know, there's also a notion that, you know, when you're big, it just means you've got unhealthy eating habits. I want you to just, you know, get rid of that notion.
You cannot, even as a plus size model, what you eat is also will reflect in how you look.
Your skin.
Your skin, even actually your form, you know, needs still to be toned.
Yeah.
And you still need to exercise and keep things healthy and toned and in shape. So for me anyway, over the years, that's how I've tried to keep myself. I've tried to eat healthy and exercise as well.
We do gym. I mean, we've got a group. We've got a group of all the donor girls.
And we also post it on our
post,
social media whenever we go for exercising at the gym or together as well.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll even have, sorry, Anele, sometimes we'll even have clean weeks where we just don't touch bread and, you know,
Just
those
juice.
just juice and so
To get the
group-
radiance
Yes.
going, to get, you know, the glow up going, to get like, even like a posture. Because if you're like carbohydrating it, you are going to be frumpy and slumpy.
And it'll show on your skin.
And
shows.
it just shows, and
Yeah.
you can see it.
It shows.
Ladies, this has been wonderful. Where's this going? Are you guys going to open your own fashion lines? Oh, wait, Donna's going to kill you if you say that, isn't it?
No. What we're definitely doing is we are working on a few projects to just represent everything curvy.
Okay.
Yeah, we will be on television, and the other is a book as well.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So we really believe that it's time to not just, you know, talk about modeling, but just to educate women,
Yeah.
you know, about their self-esteem.
young age.
Exactly. That we're not all the same size. God hasn't made us all the same size. And it's time to look at yourself, believe that you're enough and that you are loved, and to love yourself just the way you are.
Okay, good. In these projects that you're doing, before I say goodbye, please can you make thigh-high boots for fat girls?
Most
It's so difficult to find them anyway.
know, I
Please, just
know.
those sexy ones, some of Kim Kardashian. Please, man. Like,
Most
we'll wear them
definitely.
responsibly, but I just want...
Those ones.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much to Celia Ngalane as well as Noktula Tanda for sharing their stories with us. After the break, multi-award-winning Afro-pop sensation Ntando Bangani will be here. Stay with us. And we're back with Real Talk. Thanks for not going too far. We are now joined by Afro-pop sensation who burst onto the music scene in 2003. Many remember Ntando for his second album, Imvelaphi, which won him several awards, including Song of the Year at both the South African Music Awards and the Metro FM Awards. And the amazing track Daliwam. After several years under the radar, he's back with his best offering thus far, his new album, Mayibuye. Welcome, Ntando Bangani.
Thank you, Nkosi Mdasekhaya.
Listen, I don't think you remember, but I'm going to remind you.
Okay.
I think it was the Metro FM Heat Wave, East London.
Okay.
Maybe 2004, 2005. I was like the runner backstage.
So that's...
Yes.
I don't remember.
I know you don't, because I was the runner backstage.
Okay.
I was working for the production company then.
Wow.
And I was like getting you guys drinks and water, whatever you guys wanted, and I was running everywhere. And I could not believe how many groupies you had. You guys were sitting backstage in a Vito, and like girls were just like slamming your Ntando.
Nah, those were the good old days.
What? Does that not happen anymore?
No, it still does, but I'm just saying, you know, back then...
you were fresh in the industry.
Yeah, I was fresh. So Yongelando, boy, it was quite new, and yeah, man, it was quite exciting.
So I like the way you say fresh, because you were looking at everything with like new eyes, right? When you are this far in the industry and have been this successful, and I suppose a little more gathered, what do you see differently that you didn't see like that before?
First things first, never take anything for granted. Don't take your time. The time given to you, actually, don't take it for granted, because it's not guaranteed. You know, there's only one God, and there's a lot of us. There's always going to be a next Ntando. You know, you've got your Vusi Novas now. There's a whole lot of your Natties, your Vegezela, your Tiki-Tikis, you know, and everything. So I really feel like really, really privileged to actually be able to release an album right now.
But would you not say the beauty of your genre, right, is that as much as, yes, you've got your Vusi Novas and you've got all these people, and, you know, Kabomu can come through and also exist in the same space, and Max Hoba can also exist in the same space, is the fact that there really isn't like a competition amongst you guys. It's one big camaraderie. Whereas like with hip-hop, you guys are supposed to square up against each other.
Yeah, Subonisan. Londole, it actually reminds me of the late Brown Dash. He used to say to me, don't I am, Charlie. I want to go to so so and yeah, man, it's a beautiful genre to be under, because I mean, you go to a live show and then you put Ringo perform.
And I mean, how long has Ringo been doing it? Since I was in primary school, guys.
Yes, I mean, I was also in school when
he was doing it.
Yeah, and he's still rocking the crowds, and he's still, you know, doing what he loves. So yeah, they are bulela just to be under this special genre.
I suppose because you're never too old to be singing about love.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, look at Julio Iglesias. He's still out there, you know, 98 in the shade, talking to us about his woman.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I believe the topic of love is that universal topic, because it never runs out, it never changes. It's like oxygen. It's something you constantly need as a person. So it's easy to actually sing about love, you know, and yeah, I actually enjoy singing about love. I try singing about other things, of which I do have songs, like the album titled Mayibuye. Yeah. I do have other songs that speak about other things, but yeah, I find topic Leo Tando, it comes quite naturally.
So I'm going to go into Mayibuye, because long ago you said that, you know, you will get political in your music, and you said, I'm not boxed here. I'm here right now.
Yes.
But you know, we'll get political. But I'll get to that later. Right now, your parents, your dad's a priest.
Yes.
And
Ntando Bangani.
Yes, and your mother's pretty religious as well.
Yes.
So I know there's a tinge of gospel in your music, but not entirely.
Yes.
You saying you don't want to box yourself.
Yeah.
Does it mean that we're ever gonna get a fully gospel album?
Fully gospel album, that's interesting. I get actually.
Really?
Not at all. Yeah, that would be interesting. You just gave me an idea, actually, because
I'm taking 10%.
Yeah, for sure. No, let's make it 7. 7 would be fine.
9.
8, that's it.
8.5.
Oh, 8, I'm not budging. Just 8 is fine.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, man, you know, I always, Sun City, I'm going to get political. The thing is, I've always had this idea, of which now I'm still going to do, a fully reggae album. You
Okay.
know, I'm a big reggae fan.
Because Bob Marley was very political.
You
Let's
know,
not
and
forget
then I
that.
grew up listening to Bob Marley a lot, and yeah, man, I would say ikonindo anzulele ngayo. When you're a kid and you listen to something over and over again, I think
It becomes part of your formative years, part of your DNA.
Yes, you know, the way you think and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say, yeah, one day I would love to do a reggae album, and you just gave me a new idea, a gospel
Gospel
album.
one.
Yes.
See?
Thank you.
You're going to be fine for a while. So, you grew up in Bushbuck Ridge.
I was born in Bushbuck Ridge. I grew up in Pofolo. My mom is from
Pofolo.
Emakizini.
Do you know a place called Pandarosa? I was there for my friend's grandmother's funeral, and we ended up at Pandarosa. And why do people eat pie so much there? Everyone is eating a pie.
The closest to Minyama, you see? It's the
Okay.
closest thing to meat.
So you grew up there, and when does music get a hold of you?
Music gets hold of me. Well, it's been a family thing for a long time. I mean, I got childhood memories of us playing. We used to have this fancy table. I would say fancy because
is your mom Xhosa? Of course, dining table a fence.
Jonga, I call fancy lewe My brother wathola a frame of a table.
Yeah.
So imilenze corner were not the same size. So what happened, my mom made it look pretty, you know, put things there and then tins there to make it even.
Okay.
So Fridays, just before, Saturday we used to have a thing called confirmation, like church things, you know, singing. So we used to rip this table apart, like make a band, a house band, my dad, my mom, my brothers and my sisters. So we all sing. Hence, I never really thought I would sing, like as in professionally, for lack of a better word, because I figured everyone can do it because
in your household, every person was singing.
Everyone does it.
So it wasn't like a special set of skills. It was just something that's inherently in you.
No, it wasn't until I started, you know, singing with other guys, and then you start seeing there's levels to this thing. There's levels to this thing, and standard 5. Okay, when I was doing grade 7, yes,
yeah.
See, I have to count to. Okay, grade 7, then I started taking it a bit more serious, like going to studio. And yes, I used to have a lot of friends, but you know, in those and I fall out and everything. So there was a time where I was just entirely alone. So to pass time, I used to go to studio every day. Like that's all I did, studio. For 8 years I did this until I completed my matric, and decided then to actually go for it for real. But nakhona I was learning piano, and then I convinced Ntando Bangani because she was going to a bourgeois school somewhere in Jozi. So I convinced her to come with me to Dobsonville. And then one break time, she was writing a song with Brown Dash, the late Brown Dash. So she was like, "Shomam, so
you also knew that you had a writing skill in you?
That's what I thought, Mina. That's all I could do, not the singing thingy, because so I tried it at school. I tried it, and then my knees were just like shaking out of control, and then I was like, no, it's not for me.
But you quickly got rid of that, because I've seen you a lot on stage. You really...
Yeah, I got rid of it because there's a guy called Chipa Mangena.
Yes,
I remember we were sitting behind the monitor. Zege is on stage, Brown Dash is on stage, everything. Ren is the show, it's happening. I am so scared. I told you, Chipa, with Mamela Mfit, I can't do this. You'll find me backstage. Like, no, you're crazy, you can't. Mamela Mfit, just close your eyes and do it. Just do it once, you know. And then obviously I was really, really nervous, and then got there 4 or 5 seconds, the crowd is there, and then I'm like, okay, I think I can do this.
Like, I'm out here.
Yeah, I can do this. And then I start, moving a bit, and then, okay, so that's how it is. And then, yeah, man, I really, really enjoy stage. Then never stopped.
All right, so passion and perseverance have carried him through all the ups and downs of the music industry. And after a few years under the radar, he's found his voice and purpose again. And now we're going to learn about his new offering. Stay with us.
Sesibheke eqaleni umlingani ngowani na xa engasoze akholisa amanxeba ntombi ndiyabulela zangu ndishiye enyanyeni iyanguthembisa ntombi entle iyanguthembisa ntombi entle
Welcome back, and we're about to wrap up the show. We're hanging out with Ntando Bangani, whose new single and video you just saw a snippet of. So that's new you, huh?
Yes, that's new me. I just decided to go to Nkubege up on Dayega corner. You know, Xhosa is my thing, so just the whole attire needed to be Xhosa again. Yeah, man, I feel comfortable like that.
Now, not to confuse people, you've got a song called Daliwam.
Yes.
And that's called?
Dali.
Dali.
That's called Dali. I know. It's just that Lutando. So it was either, I call this one Dalinguwe.
Okay.
Ne? So, because I work with Ulans and Ukumandenzala Nomgulo, because he can't say the other part, yabo. So he just shortens these things up, yeah, I understand. So I was like, okay, it was printed. I'm like, okay, Dali, here we go.
So there's always so much talk around you and whether are you under a record label, are you running your own record label? Because
Yes.
there was just always like that big exodus where you left TS
Yeah,
Records.
yeah.
Where do we stand
Exodus. Okay, same thing. When I left TS Records, I'm still doing the same thing because what I'm doing with Motherland is a licensing deal. You see,
Okay.
I still need that independency. Airborne Fire, which is my company.
Yes.
I still need Ntando to be artist Airborne Fire. You know, so that's what's up.
So I like when you say you picked up where you left off because, I mean, your music is extremely romantic.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know what to say to that.
No, I'm leading somewhere. Are you romantic if your music is romantic?
Yo, I don't know. I think I'm fine. I'm okay. You know.
You know?
The grand the balance is just in between, you know.
You're not soppy, but you...
No, but I'm fine.
You've
But
got the...
You know, I'm fine. It's not like you're going to wake up and then the whole bed is full with roses every day. No, not that romantic. But yeah,
Okay, I like... So, having said that, what, in your opinion, is the most romantic song ever written?
Chiko, It will have to be that song by that guy Ntando Bangani. That song. Because you see, that song, that guy, he declares everything. With my mail and vet, everything goes through you, you know. My happiness, whatever. Yeah, count it all, it goes there. And the Azam vet, I really love that song.
But what about that other one? What about that song by that guy?
I think that guy, Yazama, yabo. Yazama, Yasondela. It's very close. But how did you know that song?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know it.
Because it's in the new album and okay, that's nice. But I think he's coming. He's coming.
He's all right. Eh?
Yeah,
okay, so I mean, that guy, no one can match up to him, right? So let's put him
can
aside.
try. Yeah, yeah,
So
let's put
outside
him
of that
aside.
guy,
Yeah, outside of
give us
that
a
guy,
song like for you, because you have to, something needs to have hooked you with like romantic music, and it will always be romantic. Even a sad song is romantic at times.
You
right?
know, funny, it's not an R&B song.
Oh.
You know, it's not. It's a love song, but it's not an R&B song. It's still Bob Marley.
Yes.
You know, oh please, don't you rock my boat. Rock my boat, cause I don't want my boat to be rocked. Do you go to love? But yeah, Bob Marley has got some beautiful, beautiful love songs. And another guy who really influenced me heavy when it comes to that would be Ray Charles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby! That guy, oh, he just does it for me.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Those are nice influences. Where were you the first time you heard your song on radio?
You been to room in
your room?
Yeah, I was in my room. So I was in a back room. I got a call very early in the morning saying, listen, DJ Fresh is going to play your song. He was still,
This was when we were still on YFM.
YFM,
yeah?
yes, he was still with YFM. I'm like, okay. Plus, that was the thing I used to do. Wake up every morning, do something nyana outside, and then put my little speaker outside, and then, you know, while I try to work out there, and then I'd listen to YFM. So, yeah, that morning I did not sleep, you know. I just waited for DJ Fresh, and then he played like 7 tracks.
Of yours?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that was
So
still
what-
the highlight for me.
Was the radio still with cassette, so were you recording?
No. There was no. I didn't have cassettes then. It was CD, unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah,
my
you see, if
then.
it was cassette, I would have recorded that thing. I would have.
You would
recorded
have,
it.
because that was your first moment.
Yes, and yeah, man, I really enjoyed that, and yeah, big up Fresh for that.
So since 2003 to now, you know, if you didn't record that moment, surely there are other moments that you feel like, okay, this, so not that it's not gonna get better, not that it's not gonna happen again, and at a larger scale, but that moment was my moment.
Yes.
Was it when you won the Metro FM award? Was it the summer? You know, which moment do you feel like even you were like,
Oh no, I have to go with. Okay, sorry, I'm not taking one like favoring one over the other, but I would say winning 4 awards in one night is quite special. Yeah, for me.
hearing
that
your
was-
name 4 times in one night in
Yes,
an award
for-
show?
Yeah, you know, and then, you know, those goosebumps and everything, and sisepai, bantu bathethe isiXhosa, yabo,
Yeah.
right nje yonke into is just perfect. So I would say Metro FM Awards.
That was your
Yeah,
moment.
that was the thing for me.
And what's the next moment you chasing?
I need to beat that guy.
Beat that 4 nights,
I really
guy,
need
4
to beat
awards
that
in one
guy.
night guy.
Yes, I need to beat that guy because that guy was yeah, he was fine, but he was still learning a lot of things. I'm still learning a lot of things as well. But yeah, I think I can take him on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
also he was quite young. Now you.
He was quite
this
young.
Guy,
you
this
know.
new guy's
Yeah,
more
this guy,
experience.
he knows what that
You
guy
know-
knew, and he
you
knows
know
other
he's
things.
been in
you
love,
know.
been out of love.
Out of love, you
he
know.
gets it.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, I would say beating myself would be the thing for me. You know, throughout my journey, there's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, especially after 2007. Like you say, I've been away from the scene for a while. Yeah, man, it was quite difficult to an extent where sometimes you'd feel, Oguti, maybe there is no coming back from this. You know, maybe go play rugby or something. You know, I don't know.
You back? You back?
Yes.
You
yes,
back?
yes,
He's
and
gonna
I thank
beat
God
that
for
guy.
that.
He's
Yeah.
gonna beat that guy. Thank you so much
God
for your
for
time,
that.
Ntando. Good
Thank
luck
you
so
so
much
much,
with
Akai.
Mayibuye. We think it's gonna be brilliant. That's all we have time for today. For me and the rest of the crew, he'll be back when he wins 5 Metro FM awards. Good night.